And go on. I don't know come up, but so I'll be come out. you. I just push it up a bit so that I can come out of that. You need to contact me. They said them yesterday. We want again. They said off on the two of them. 66. Ah, by the time 69. You see, and go. Is it? I like this hair. Yeah. Why? No, why? I'm meeting. Yeah. What's your doing? Is he on? Is on? No, God. Hello? Yeah, hello. Okay. I'll just. You said what? Bid. How many do I have? 70,000. Wow. Kilo big. But I mean, who wants to sign? Go and start signing, The book, whoever wants to sign it should sanitize it. I'm not the one that will sanitize it again. I've tried. I've tried. Because this one that I'm using to do this houseboy work. No, the most important thing is that your hand is sanitized. That's the most important thing. Your hand is sanitized. Sorry. No, I sent yours. He has approved. Which one did he approve? You saw me when I asked for his approval for one now. Okay.
Yes, can you all hear me? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, everyone can hear me. Please.
Don't listen to everyone.
Sorry? They have done their part. Yeah, they were actually not supposed to do it. So they asked him to sign a letter. So they asked him to sign a letter that assuming on their that like. Hello?
People should mute their audios because I think some people are having a private discussion. Yes, thank you. So I'm doing the transmission from a mobile app, the Zoom app. So let me share my video so you can see my face. Okay, please give me a minute. Salam alaikum. Think you can all hear me now. If you can I get a yes in the chat? Yes, okay. Thank you. So I'm going to be doing more of talking. I advise you get your pen, your book, your jotter, your journal, anything you can use, because it's just going to be my face and me talking and telling you all that you need to know. So my name is Latifat Abifarin. As you rightly know, I'm a creative video maker, content writer, delving more into content development and a strategist and a remote worker and remote work advocate. So today, I'm going to be giving you an expose into what I do and how you can monetize it or how you can make money from it. So the thing there is, this session will not, it's more like an introduction to give you a head start. You need to, take steps by yourself to master the process so that you can get started. That's just the simple truth. So how do you even start freelancing? The topic says Upwork, but Upwork is just a marketplace. We have different freelance marketplaces. One of them is Fiverr. One of them is People Per Hour. You have niche specific marketplaces like Go Transcripts that deals with transcription, and lately they started writing. So I don't want to limit our discussions to just Upwork because Upwork is just a minute part of the equation. So how do we get started in freelancing? Now, what I'm about to talk about is not just for freelancing. You can apply the following steps to anything you want to start, anything, whether it's a business, whether it's a new skill you want to learn, whether it's something you want to acquire for yourself. You can use the steps I'll list below to, get started on doing those things. For those who have attended some of my live sessions before, they may be familiar with this. But for us here, I need to, intimate us with the things there so that we'll take things the right way and not just plunge in without the right information. So freelancing is not an easy call, yes. That's the simple truth. When we hear about freelancing, a lot of us assume, they're making money, they're staying at home, they're doing this, they're doing that. Yes, we stay at home, we can work from anywhere. That's the simple truth. But it's more than just that. It requires a lot. Somebody's microphone is on. Please, can we mute our mic? Can we mute our mic? Somebody's mic is on. Okay. Thank you. I think that's off now. So there's no perfect business out there. Everyone is just trying. So what I want to talk about is called the 7-step process, the 7-step startup process. Now, who developed this process? It was developed by a fellow freelancer in the UK. She's known as Sarah Horowitz. That's her name.
Latifat.
I will discuss this briefly. Hello?
Latifat.
Yes?
Yeah, it's Aziz. It's Aziz.
I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Just give me like 2 minutes. Give me like 2 minutes for some formal introduction. Yeah, right. So I've been present, but I've not been present in person. I've been in transit actually and running to catch up. Apologies for that.
No problem.
I mean, Latifat is going to be our host for today. As much as we can, we should pay attention and keep mute. When it gets to the point when we are supposed to ask questions, we will mute you. That's number one. Number two, I'll give some context around why we are here. And the context is the economy. The context is the economy, and I want us to respect it in that regard. So, I'll not bore you with so much economic terms, but I'll just tell you 2 things. Late December 2019, Godwin Emefiele, the CBN governor, said that they are going to continue supporting the Naira as long as oil price does not go below $45 and the country's reserves does not go below $35 billion. As we speak, oil price, we all know, is about $30 now. At some point, it went to $14. The reserve actually went below $35 billion, though it's speaking now. Yeah, so how does that concern you, reserve and oil prices? The life of Nigeria depends on oil. I mean, you've heard that severally, but I won't bore you so much. But the impact of that is the fact that anytime oil prices get to a certain level, your Naira is going to be devalued. By Naira devaluation, I mean that you can have 200,000 Naira in the bank. If the Naira is devalued, you can just wake up one morning and find out that the value of your 200,000 Naira in bank is actually 180,000 Naira. A lot of us don't take note of all these things, but it impacts us. And one of the ways it impacts you is the fact that, I mean, you go to the market, you take 10,000 to the market, and you say that, how many things have I bought that have exhausted this 10,000 Naira? But then it's not like you're owing 10,000 Naira actually. If the valuation eats the value of your wealth, in actual fact, if the valuation eats you by like 20%, in actual fact, you're not with 10,000 Naira. You are with about 8,000 Naira in actual fact. So we are faced with a situation whereby even if you have a 9-to-5 job, you need another job to add additional value to your wealth so that you can continue to sustain yourself. And I mean, we are now in a situation whereby, I mean, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. No matter, I mean, it's a given actually. It's a given. A lot of people will lose their jobs. Even if you have a good job, you most likely will suffer salary cuts. I mean, it's not a Nigerian thing, it's a global thing. It's a global thing. So it's happening in US, it's happening in UK, it's going to happen globally. So whatever you see of Corona now, we have actually not started. What you're seeing now is introduction. So as much as you can, pay attention to Latifat. Whatever you can get from her, get and start executing immediately. Of course, as the time goes on, I'm still going to share more context, but I'll leave Latifat to continue our class now. On a closing note, as far as this remark is concerned, I know quite a number of you know Taoma, and when I read Latifat's profile, to connect our skills to what I know is just, I mean, I can relate with our skills based on what I know of Taoma, because it's basically the application of around some of these skills that she's using to sell herself. So, I mean, you don't have to be a Taoma, but there are a lot of other opportunities in that space as well. I can use what you are going to learn today to what's it called, to make a living, a sustainable living for yourself. And good enough, she's also going to take us to Upwork. And I personally can't wait to enjoy the rest of this session. Thank you, Latifat. You can continue. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Can you see me clearly? Because I had to change the angle of my phone so that my hands can be free.
I can see you clearly.
All right, thank you very much. So as I was saying, the 7-step startup process. So for anything you want to start, I advise you to, go through the steps and make sure you have answers to them before you begin anything. So the first step is why. In this case, why do you want to go into freelancing? With regards to my skill, why do you want to do video editing? Why do you want to learn how to make videos? Why do you want to learn how to write content? Why do you want to have these things? So I believe the intro you gave has given some of us enough whys, to earn residual income. For others, it may be to spend some time with their family. For women, it may be because they don't want to work outside of the home. So we have numerous reasons, but you need to personalize the reasons to you. Why are you doing it? Because if you don't know why you're doing it, then it's just as good as you're going to fall off along the way. Because whether you like it or not, The road is going to be bumpy. It's not going to be rosy. It's not going to be easy. So your words will be there to propel you, to keep you going. Then our next thing is, what skills or things do you excel at? So you have to figure out your strengths. Now, in this case, though I will be talking about my skills, but for some of us, the skills I'm offering may not be our strengths. We may not have the skill, the eye for design, the creativity for crafting content or coming up with video ideas. But aside that, there are other skills, other digital skills that you can look into, research and look at, like, okay, this is what I'm good at. What sort of skills can I offer to people? And how I usually advise people to do it is to visit any freelance platform, whether it's People Per Hour or Fiverr. You can do a Google search. You check them, look at what people are offering in each subcategory, in each niche, in each field, and look at how you can come in. Now, at this point, you should not be bothered about not having the skill, because you still have time to learn. You still have time to, acquire the skills you need to take up the services you can offer. So the third one is, what are the needs of your customer? What needs will you be fulfilling for them? Now, in my case, now the thing is, this is a problem. I notice it's a problem. Most of us freelancers, we just, we get started with freelance marketplaces and we just look for clients and offer our services. And we realize that when it comes to our local communities, we don't really have people we offer services to. So I discovered this last year also, and when I had the dearth of orders and I needed to, make changes. So the thing is, you need to look around you. What needs can your services fill for those in your immediate community? Now, for me, I'm focusing on vendors, entrepreneurs, brands, and organizations in my immediate community. For now, I'm focusing on those who want to build an online presence, a solid online presence where they build their audience organically and engage with them, setting themselves apart from others. So what is the need? What need of your customers will you be fulfilling with your skills? You need to identify that. Now, what would you charge? What are your fees? How much do you want them to pay you for your services? You need to figure it out. And the thing is, pricing is flexible. It's up to you to decide how much you want to charge or how much you want to get paid. But you should look at some factors, and some of the factors you should consider is, one, the market price. You're not the first person doing what you want to do. There are others who are in that niche already who are doing it. That's it. There's no new thing you want to do, except if you are carving out a new niche for yourself. So what is the base price? What are those people offering? What are they collecting in exchange for their services? You need to know that. Then two, you need to look at your expense, your running costs. For videos, for example, the video niche is capital intensive. Let me put it that way, because you need to spend money on some digital skills and resources. When you spend money in acquiring these resources that you use in making your videos, you are spending money to get them. Now then, there's data. Okay, you have to be online consistently to communicate with your clients, to deliver services, and to also even work on some of the projects you'll be doing. So you need to factor some of these things into your into your base price. And I say base price because for different clients, you'll be charging them differently. For some, you may want to be them because you can notice that they are premium clients, and for some, you see, okay, this is just a regular client. So you need to have a base price you will never exceed. Like, you won't go below that point, but you can go above. Hope that's understandable. Then, how much gets you by in a month? Budgeting. Now, the thing with budgeting is, this ties with how much you're charging, and it also ties with how much you should aim for in a month, and it also ties with how you're going to survive. So, pricing, how does it tie with your pricing? Let's say in a month you spend an average of 30,000. I'm using that as an example. It means you are going to strive, your goal should be to make at least 30,000 in a month. That is your goal, your target, and it's also your budget. Hope you get that. Now, how does it tie into your pricing? It means your pricing should be such in a way that maybe for that 30,000, you want to make it like if you get 10 orders, For you, 10 orders should get you 30,000. That means you should be looking at around 3,000 naira per order for a base price. I hope you get my point. Then, for survival, how it gets you by. Now, the thing is, with freelancing, for those who will be going to freelancing fully, you need to set aside from your savings some amount of money that will get you by for the first few months. So the thing is, freelancing is not a get-rich-quick scheme. The first few months will be bumpy. It's going to be tough. Let me just put it like that. So you begin.
Mute and unmute èèyàn.
Hello? Okay.
Can't hear you. Please do something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So, who will be part of your support circle? You need to look for a group of people who share the same goal, who buy your idea, who will support you when things are tough, who will be there for you. Now, for freelancers especially, you need people who are also freelancing. Apart from your niche specific jargons or experiences that you'll be having, there are some basic rules of freelancing that the experience of others will give you an insight into what you should do or what you should not do. When I started out with freelancing, I would get clients and sometimes I would just give up even before starting the job. I'll tell them, no, I can't do this. While in those cases, what I needed was just for someone to break, the thing down for me to make me say, oh, okay, this is what the client needs. This is what the client needs. This is what the client needs. And then I go, oh, okay, this is it. And oh, I can do this. But because I didn't have anybody, I would lose jobs. I would even give them up willingly, like, no, I can't do this. Meanwhile, I could do them, but I just didn't believe I could do them, or I just didn't understand what the client wanted. But in a support circle, you have people who make you understand these things. Like, okay, this client says something like this, like, okay, for example, I remember a case then, I started with intro videos, and then a client came and said he needed a video, an intro video, and he gave me like a PDF document that contained the requirements, and I got so overwhelmed. I was like, no, I can't do this. But after some time, when I've grown, I went back to that particular ebook and I was telling myself that this is something I could very well easily do. But because I didn't understand it then, I couldn't do it. So I had to let it go. So to prevent issues like that, find yourself a support circle. It doesn't have to be big. It could just be people they are doing what you're doing. Get with them, meet with them, connect with them, seek their opinion on different issues, and then you also be there for other people too. So that's what the support circle is all about. And then the last one is your plan for going public. So in the past, it was okay to just set yourself up on freelance platforms. Okay, create an account, start waiting for orders, start fulfilling the orders, and start getting paid. But I would say because it's we discovered that freelancing is so much more than that. You see, in our society, let me make a case of accountants. You see some accountants, they don't work with a specific firm. They are on their own, but they work with multiple firms. That's a form of freelancing. He or she is his or her own boss. They are working on their own. You get what I'm saying? So it's a form of freelancing. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a programmer to be a freelancer. It doesn't mean you have to be a graphic designer to be a freelancer. Even with the skills that you have, you can freelance with it. But what you need to do is to productize your skill. It's what I talked about under the needs of your customer, the needs of those in your immediate community. Look around you. What do you see as a problem that your skill can fulfill? So I noticed some accountants now online, they are appealing to SMEs and online vendors. What are they telling them? Even if you're selling online, even if your business is not a corporate business or you don't have plenty of employees, you still need to have what? Your books. You need to keep your books, because if you need to scale up, if you're going to scale up and become big, they are very important. They've identified a niche, a problem, and they are what? Promoting their services to this set of people because they need this thing. It's a problem for these people that needs to be solved. And these people will buy from them because it's something they need. Even if at first they didn't understand that it was a problem, but they now understand that it's a problem that needs to be solved. So that's a way of productizing your service. So what's your plan for going public? You need to tell people about what you do. It's a digital world. Your social media profiles are there. You leave digital proofings and talk about the things you do on your profile so that people know that this is what you do. So that you come to mind when they know someone that needs your service. Oh, I know one sister. She talks about what she does all the time. Yes, she does this. Even if it may not be exactly what you do, and you eventually say them, no, this is not what I do. Then you explain to them, this is what I do. You'll still come to mind because you've been making yourself available for that skill. You've been promoting yourself as an expert in that niche. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to have a plan for going public. And one good way of going public is to use your social media profile and leave digital footprints. So please give me a minute. Mr. Aziz was trying to get across to me. Let me check if all is well. Okay. It's going off again. Off. Yes. Hello. I'm sorry about that. So let's continue. Now down to what I do. My skills, and the skills we'll be talking about in essence. So I make promotional videos. And under promotional video is like an umbrella term. So I do corporate explainers, business videos, book trailers, logo animations, animated videos, intro videos. I write content, and I help people make pitches and presentations with videos. So you can see it's quite a number of things that I do.
Oh, wow.
And I've been doing
Latifat, give me some seconds there. Give me some seconds there, sorry. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. But some of you, I'm sure you graduated with the first class. And you're telling yourself that you're fine. I don't know what else to say, but the thing is that in a generation now that your best result is most likely going to expire in 6 months. That is, if you graduate with the first class, after 1 year, that first class will expire.
Yes, sir.
You're in a generation whereby you have to scale your skill almost on a yearly basis. I mean, you would have seen my profile and you say that this guy is a big boy. I can tell you that I have close to like 10 stuffs that's like, even me, I can tell myself that it's going to be very difficult for an employer to sack me. You understand? So when you see me, you can say I'm an accountant. I'm not only an accountant. I'm a writer. I can be a stockbroker. I can be an investment banker. I can be a content person. I can take pictures. I can speak. I learned data analytics. At some point, I was teaching data analytics with what's it called, Utiva. At any point in time, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, okay, I can count at any point in time. I have like 7 skills. At any point in time, looking at myself in an organization, I'm like, if they're going to sack 20 people, can they sack me? Do you understand? So that's the generation that you are. So our counting our skills, I mean, that should be your situation. So it's not even like I can write, then it's fine. I'm the best writer, then it's fine there. Hello, this generation, like your skill is like, it has like 1 year expiry date. If you don't stay relevant by scaling up your skills, you can get out of any job anytime. You can become irrelevant, even if you're a freelancer, anytime.
Yes.
Latifat, you can continue.
Yes. So, similar to what he just said, like to corroborate his point, it will interest you to know that I graduated with English. Yes, I'm a graduate of English, but I taught at one point and I was a teacher actually, but I had to give it up. So I've been freelancing since 2017, right after I got married, because I had to just, think like, what can I do? I can't just stay at home. I can't just be doing nothing. I did get a job, but the welfare was very poor, very, very poor. So I had to move into freelancing fully. Now, some of the skills I listed, I'm not even done. I do content writing. I've started developing my copywriting skills. I'm moving into content development strategist to become one, because the thing is, when you start with freelancing, don't start with the mind that you want to acquire plenty skills. It's good, but it's going to wear you out. You can start with one, and then you discover that as you move on, you ask yourself, what other skill can I take on to complement what I'm doing presently? That will make you like a complete package. Let me put it that way. So when we talk about content creation, I just want to quickly add this. There's no way you talk about content creation that you don't talk about graphics. There's no way you talk about content creation that you don't talk about, the content itself, the text, the article. There's no way you talk about content creation that you won't talk about videos. So it wasn't just enough for me to now to do videos. I was a good writer. I've been a good writer. So I just had to own that skill and put it all together. So I hope it inspires someone. The little you know, start using it, start putting it into practice. And in the process, you can learn and earn at the same time. That's what freelancing offers you. Normally you have to learn before you earn. That's just, you learn. But with freelancing, if you've learned something, you can start earning on it and keep learning to make that thing better. That's what freelancing offers you. So the first step, let me just quickly talk about video and animation. I have some of my text here. So when we talk about animation, a lot of people mix this up really. Animation simply means adding movement to a static object or element. That's just what animation is. So in a video, you can have animation. Even graphics are becoming animated because the digital world is getting more competitive. So you have to stand out. You see, when you go to Canva now, you have animated graphics because you want to stand out in a competitive space. So animation is just what? Movement. You display series of pictures in different positions, or you move a text from one position to another position, or you make a character do something, just move. That's what animation is. Now, animation can be applied to practically different types of things. And then there's video. So we are just going to try and look at each of them. Now, video is an electronic medium for the recording, copying, playback, broadcasting, and display of moving visual media. Remember animation, moving. There has to be movement. That's what video is about. And same thing with animation, there has to be movement. Now, you, as someone who wants to go into video editing, or who wants to make video, you need to ease into the process of knowing that you have to record. Recording, although is optional, but you have to record, you have to copy, you have to play back, you have to edit. The broadcasting may not be your job, it may be the job of your client or the person who gives you the job to do, but you have to get familiar and get comfortable doing these things that I have mentioned. So let's go on. Now, the thing is, marketing is very important in today's world. It is the soul of anything. Even as a freelancer, you need to learn how to market yourself. As a freelancer, you are jack of all trades in one. Or as someone who wants to market their skill individually, you are jack of all trades in one. You are your marketer. You are your promoter. You are the one who is in charge of closing sales. You are the one who will take stock of the things you need to do. You don't have a secretary, you don't have a PA, you don't have a department in charge of IT, you don't have a department in you don't have a separate department for promotions. I hope you get what I'm saying. You are the one who is going to take on all these aspects by yourself, and you have to do them well. So video marketing techniques are flooding today's social media. Whether we like it or not, video is here to stay. Video is not going anywhere. Video will continue to be in demand. People will continue to demand videos because each business, each organization, each brand wants to, be unique. They want to arrest the audience of their the attention of their target audience, and to do this, they need videos among other forms of content. Now, almost any type of business will benefit from the production of short video to introduce their products and services. Now, the reason why video is becoming popular is because when you look online, when you look at the internet, when you search on Google, people are loaded with information every day. We are always bombarded with information. So, and with the information we are constantly exposed to, an individual is expected to make a decision, whether it's a buying decision, a learning decision, or any other thing. But you have to make a decision on the content you're exposed to, that thing you're reading, that thing you're watching. But video promotions will bring what? A clearer understanding of the benefit of a product or service. Now, consumers find it what? They find it more convenient to watch videos. And one fact that proves this is the sudden rise or sudden popularity of YouTube. And then more recently, Netflix. You see that video innovations, video tools, video products are getting more prominent. They're becoming more popular than other forms of marketing. Now, it has been estimated that somewhere close to 75% of business professionals watch promotional videos at least once a week for relevant products and services. Now, at least half of the content is watched straight from YouTube, while those that watch online ads, half of them will end up visiting the websites of the companies' ads that they watch. Now, some of us, let me even make an example of this. Some of us play video games on our phones. I'm sorry, I play games. I use it to relax. I play games. So you notice that there's practically no game now that won't have ads. They call them in-game ads. So you're playing a game and then, maybe you lose that particular level or something. The next thing that pops up is an ad. And I want to tell you something. I know most of you say, no, I don't watch the ads. But do you know that by the time you get exposed to a particular ad for days, like each time you're playing that game, that ad keeps popping up. The first time you close it, the second time you close it, the third time you close it. But over time, you become relaxed and you actually watch that ad from beginning to the end. Dispute me. Oh yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to dispute me. Am I wrong? You will watch because it's visual. It's visual. It's talking to your senses. It's talking to your, directly to your brain. You can picture it. Your brain is picking it up straight up. Then it's talking to your audio kinetic senses too. You're receiving it. You're listening to it. So you can first fight. I'm not watching. First day. Second day, I'm not watching. But you just realize that after some time, you are literally watching without any resistance. And then after some time, you find that your attitude towards that particular product begins to change. You're having a more positive attitude to it, and you find yourself actually considering getting that thing if you keep watching it. That's just the simple truth. And that's how ads work. Regularly or repeatedly exposing us to something. So it's just to make you see that videos are working for what the marketers need them to do. And that's why marketers will continue to need videos, and we continue to need people to make videos for them. So it's a skill that won't die. It won't die. Now, when we move into the world of freelancing and the types of video services you can offer, the thing is, I'm a video maker, but I don't make all types of videos. That's where niching down comes in. You have to, you know, pick a specific niche out of the broader category and develop yourself in that niche. So you have whiteboard and animated explainers. I'm using this template from Fiverr. That's how the video category is subdivided. So on Fiverr, you have whiteboard and animated explainers. You have intros and animated logos. You have promotional videos. Under promotional videos, you have slideshow videos. That's how they put it. Then you have editing and post-production, lyric and music videos, spokesperson and testimonials, animated characters and modeling, and short video ads, then live action explainers. Now, these are all different categories or different niches of videos that you can make, that you can develop yourself in. So I'll quickly talk about the particular ones I do and the tools I use that you can research about, get tutorials on them, and start working on as well. So you could be in the video and animation category and not be doing whiteboard. For me personally, I don't offer whiteboard services on a commercial, or let me say commercial scale. I make it professional. I can make it. I only do it when close people come to me and tell me, no, oh, please, I need a whiteboard video urgently for this or that. So I just had to wave and help them with it. That's what I do, but I don't really offer it on a commercial scale. So you could be a video maker. You could not be making different types of videos. You could just be doing only one or two. So there's nothing bad in that. Now, also promotional videos. Though on Fiverr, there's a category called promotional video like that. But when you look at it, really, it's a broad term, it's an umbrella term for all the other types of videos we've mentioned. So an animated explainer video can also be a promotional video. A 2D animated explainer video can also be a promotional video. A logo sting or logo animation can also be used as a form of promotion for different things. So the umbrella term is promotional videos. So the categories I'm involved in, I mentioned them earlier. So we have animated logos or logo animations. I make video intros and outros, promotional videos, slideshow videos, business videos, corporate explainers, pitches and presentation videos, animated explainers, and more recently, apart from videos, I'm into content writing, content development and content development strategy, and copywriting. So let's start with animated logos or logo animations. Now, another name for this is, if you move into a place where people are discussing videos, you may not hear them say animated logos. What you'll be hearing is logo stings. S-T-I-N-G-S, logo stings. Because, why are they called stingers? Because they are short videos just meant to grab the attention of your audience. So you can use them as intros as well, and you can use them as outros. And they can also be used as openers. What are openers? Now, for example, a company wants to do a video on a specific product, how to use a specific product or service. At the beginning of the video, they can decide to, have a short animated video at the beginning that talks about their company, or maybe introduces their logo and the topic of discussion. What they've done at the beginning of that video is an opener to open the audience to the topic of discourse. It's also an intro. It introduces you to the main topic. So when you use animations, logo animations separately, you call them logo stings. But when you're using them as an opener to a main video, you refer to them as intros or openers. Now, you have logo animation is part of what a company does to aid its branding, yes. Because when you animate, you're animating the logo of a company, the identity. Now you find that companies only do logo stingers maybe once in a long time, because once they do it, it's part of the branding process. They only need it once. So they use it consistently on all other video forms. So they use it as part of their advertising to create a presence and helps to build and improve the image of their company. Now, what tools can you use to make logo animations? The best tool, before I talk about other tools, the best tool remains Adobe After Effects. Let me type it in the chat. Adobe After Effects, so that we don't, yes. So the thing is, this tool is not free, it's expensive, and to master it takes time. I'm being truthful and honest, but it's not impossible. Now, the beauty about the tool is, even if you want to start logo animations and you're not ready to master the software yet, there are templates you can purchase to make logo animations. So all you need to do, you just edit the logo, edit the tagline, text, or the website of the company you want to include, and just render. And you need to have a PC. Yes, I forgot to mention that. You can't do video editing on your phone. See, me, I won't lie to you. I'll tell you the truth. I know you must have come across some of these adverts on Facebook or WhatsApp. They will tell you, they will teach you text animation, they will teach you explainer videos, they will teach you this. See, those videos, you can only use those ones locally. Or maybe you just want to promote your small business on WhatsApp or Facebook and the likes. You can't do those kind of videos for clients on freelance platforms. Please, I'm begging you. I know there are some people here that must have come across that. And maybe you've been taught how to use that and you feel like, oh, I'm a guru. I'm not disputing that you're a guru or you're a master at it already. But if you want to deliver services on the global marketplace, please, drop those words. If you want to create something professional for your clients, I don't know if I'll be able, I will try and see if I can share my screen and play some of the videos I've made, and I'll leave you to be the judge. For some of you, I've used such tools to be the judge between the quality of what I have and what is going on.
I've been waiting to see one of your videos, so please let's just see that video like a sweetener. Let's see that video like a sweetener.
Okay, let me see. Just give me a minute.
So I'll wait for our videos. There's the breaking news now that Nigeria has written to foreign borrowers asking for another $5.1 billion. If you've been following economic news, you must have heard that we received $3.4 billion from IMF. We are also waiting for $3.6 billion from World Bank. And we are presently raising 150 billion naira for Sukuk, from Sukuk in the local markets. And now we are also asking for $5.something billion. And guess what? We are still going to ask. We are still going to ask for more. That is your country. Your country cannot survive as a country based on the cash they have presently. They have to continue to ask. And they will continue to ask like that for the next 1 year. I mean, if you bring it back to the context of yourself, like if your country, your father does not have cash to spend, and it's not like they are not making money, they are making money. But with the current economic woes facing the world, it has stripped them of some of their cash. As a result, they are in deficit and they need more cash to sustain the nation. That is Nigeria. I mean, the context comes back to us as a people individually because Nigeria is the biggest spender. So if government used to spend 100 naira and now they can only spend 50 naira, what it means is that if you have been getting 100% of your contract from government, you probably will be getting 50% now because government can only spend 50% of what they used to spend. So we are all going to suffer from the cash crunch. But guess
Please
what?
enable my screen sharing.
Okay, you can enable it. Oh, is that something I should do for you?
Yes, the host has disabled the screen sharing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. Still not showing.
Don't worry, it's a minute.
Okay. So I'm sorry for the short break. I had to switch to PC so that I will be able to share. Okay. Or should I just continue and then we can get back to it later?
Continue.
Okay. All right. So while we await the screen sharing so that I can show you some of the sample videos I've made. So I was just trying to make you understand that tools, oh yeah, tools, let me just put it like that. For I don't know if we have those that don't understand Yoruba, because what you'll be giving to your client has to be something they can be proud of to use and be associated with their brand. Okay, so the first tool, like I mentioned, is After Effects. Now, apart from After Effects, there are other tools you can use for logo animations or logo stingers. So I use FlixPress, FLIXPRESS, FlixPress. That's one tool you can use to make intros.
Latifat, you can try sharing the screen again now.
Okay, let me see that. Nope, still the same.
Try again.
Okay, yes. Okay, yes. Can you all see the screen? Share, okay. Can you see this? It's like a blue background.
I can see it.
Okay, so this is even a recent video. It was made for someone right here. They needed it. It was something urgent. They needed it in less than 24 hours. And there was no time to get a voiceover artist to do the voiceover. So I had to be the one to record the voiceover for them. So let's play.
So what kind of video is this?
This is a pitch or presentation and can also be classified as a corporate explainer or a business video as well.
So this also in the category of animation or this video making?
Yes, yes.
So this thing is this difficult to make, because ordinarily I would have thought that if I go online, I can make videos like this and just like. So when I see this, when I see promotional videos like this, I feel like it's not a big deal. It's what I can do if I go online. So it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. I will explain. Let me play this to the end. So I will explain something about it. I actually play another one. Okay, so I'm not sure if everyone heard that. So this is like a pitch or presentation because it was to pitch an idea to some set of investors, and it can also be categorized under explainers or business video, a corporate explainer. So the second one I want to play actually carries a foreign voiceover, not a local one. So let me quickly get that for you. Just give me a minute, please. Okay. Okay, let me quickly, this one has a logo stinger at the beginning, so it will show us what a logo animation is, as well as can you still see the screen? Hello?
Sure, sure.
Yeah, okay.
The person you did this one for what country?
Yes, sir.
The person you did this one for what country?
The voiceover is supposed to be British, but the person doing it is actually an Indian who has a British accent. But the client is from the US and she's very comfortable with the voiceover.
Oh, awesome. I can't hear the voiceover though.
I didn't get that, so.
As in the voiceover, I can't hear.
Sir?
I can't hear the voiceover. As in, I can't hear. I can see the video, the images, but the audio.
Maybe you should unmute. Can everybody not hear the voiceover as well? Let me see if I'm muted.
I can't hear the voice too.
Oh, let me go to my Zoom and see. Maybe my speaker is muted, please. Can you hear it now? Can you hear it now?
No, not yet.
No.
I'm so sorry. Okay. And
respiratory problems. African greys tend to be more prone to calcium deficiency than other parrot species.
Okay, we can hear now.
Can hear now.
Yes. I had to pull out my hairpiece.
Oh. Thank you. We can hear now.
Lab work for an accurate diagnosis. Home remedies include offering your pet calcium-rich foods such as broccoli, sweet potatoes, mustard and collard greens, okra, and butternut squash. It may be easier to
I like
refine
money,
Yeah,
Latifat. I'm gonna tell me about the money. How much did you make from this video, Latifat?
This particular video.
Yes, I like money. So I mean, if you're saying anything, you're not talking about money. I was just like, oh,
Let me go back to my. Let me quickly play the stinger so that we get a feel of what the stinger sounds like. So you can see the sound is just simple. For some, it's going to be upbeat and all that. So I'm putting back my earpiece in. So can you all hear me? So the thing, yes, the thing with
Yes.
fees, the thing with the fees is that it depends on where you are at in your journey in freelancing. So for this particular video, let me look at the duration. It's 2 minutes. That's 3 minutes. So that's about $250. But
$50.
yes, but out of that $250, let's say Fiverr, for every platform you're on, the platform is going to get 20% of whatever you earn. So minus 20% of 250. That should be $50. So I earned $200 net, and the platform takes $50.
$200.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money. Continue with this teaching.
So
Like, yeah, that's a lot of money.
then
$200.
you remember I mentioned you have to take note of where you are at in your journey. So it depends on your level of expertise and okay, I'm trying to close my screen sharing. Okay, yes, I'm back. So it depends on your level of expertise, where you're at in your journey. What I'm charging now or what I'm charging this particular client, then in 2017, I can't charge that. I started with logo animations, like I said, and you can use, I was talking about the tools you can use for logo animations. So you have Express, other cloud-based tools, you have a Review. Okay. Oh, somebody is sharing screen. So you have Review. Thank you. You have Review. You have I've mentioned Flixpress. You have Review. You have Render Forest and Intro Maker. These are some other tools you can use to achieve the beginning of that video. The beginning, the stinger. Now, when you're talking about everything I created, especially the first video I showed to you, the pitch, the presentation. Now, the thing is, when you own your skills to a point, you are confident in what you can deliver. So, as a promotional video maker, at first, I started with tools. So you were asking, you said when you see some videos, you used to think it was very easy to make promotional videos. That's what Mr. Aziz said. Now, the thing is, yes, there are some tools that can help you do that will make the work faster, but they will limit how much you can customize. For the text you saw on the screen and everything, I had to do them, custom to that particular video. But when you're using online tools and resources to make videos, you'll get good results, yes, but your customization will be limited. Now, what tools can I use to achieve a video like that? Let me give it to you. You have Biteable. Biteable, Biteable, Byte and Able. So it's an online video making platform with lots and lots of templates and access to stock footages. So you combine your stock footage. Somebody says she can't hear anything. No? Maybe check your speaker, please.
Continue from my end. Continue
Okay.
from my end.
Okay. So let me type the Biteable in the chat. So you have Biteable. You have Wave. These are tools that you can use. You have Wave Video. So then you have Review. Now the thing with Flixpress, I'm going to mention Flixpress here as well. The thing with Flixpress is you can use Flixpress to make intros, stingers, openers, and you can also use Flixpress to make slideshows. You can use them to make promo videos. Now, the slideshows you make with FlixPress is you don't have any control over how that video looks. Yours is just to put in the resources, the slides you want to include, the pictures, and then you select your music. The video is going to look exactly like what you have in the templates. You can't change it. That's FlixPress. But apart from the slideshows and the stingers, FlixPress now offers you some different set of templates called business videos. Now, these business videos, you also do not have control to change them. They've been pre-recorded, but they also, how will I put it? There are also some form of promo explainer videos. So you see characters, people talking about specific industries. You can use them to promote maybe somebody who's a mechanic, a florist, an HVAC engineer, a car wash specialist, and other physical businesses that require physical locations like that. So they have some video templates with characters that have been made for them specifically. So when you subscribe to the business plan, you have access to such templates. So you can also sell this type of videos, but remember, you do not have control over customization. Now, what do I advise? When you start with your videos, like the kind of video I made at the beginning, you can start with tools like Buytable, with tools like Wave. It's easier for you and less expensive for you. Although Buytable has become very expensive. I think per year now it's about $300 to use Buytable. Yes. And they've even gone on up to the point that a per month plan can be as high as $100. While then when I started, Buytable was $100 a year. So you can see the difference. It's very wide. So when Buytable was becoming very expensive, I had to quickly think out of the box that, okay, what can I do? This is something I do and I just can't stop. So I had to learn how to make my own videos from scratch. Now, how do you make your videos from scratch? What will you be needing? You'll be needing creative resources and creative assets. You will need a library of background music, and you will need to learn how to source for graphics or pictures. You can see that video, I had pictures all through, but it wasn't just ordinary pictures. There were pictures that related to what? To the subject matter. So as a video maker, you need to have a keen creative eye for relating your resources to the theme of the video. So you can't be in a video and be talking about family and then be showing the office. They all have to tie together. But when you start with tools, you can easily pick from templates. You can easily mix and match stock footage because most of them will give you access to stock footage. You check, okay, you search for the keywords. Let's say, for example, let's say I'm working on that particular video all over again, and I'm doing it in Buytable. Okay, let me show you Buytable. Let me see. Let me open the website so that you see how the site is. I'll probably log in for you to see. I'm coming, so I'll share the screen. Please just give me a few minutes. I'm still here. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen now. Please just give me yes. Share. So this is Buytable. These are some of the videos I've created for different clients. And other times I just go there to look for stock footage. Then when it was still cheap, I don't really use it anymore. When it was still cheap. Okay. So when you want to create a video in Buytable, this is the interface you're going to be given. This is what you'll be faced with. So these are different scenes. This is a real estate video that I made some times back. So with each scene, you can customize the text. You can see looking for more than a house, and it's going to show you how the text is going to appear in that particular scene. So looking for more than a house, then a place to host family dinners. This is not showing because it's a time scene and it's not an animated scene, it's a footage scene. So I'm just going to go back. Okay. That's how, let me take you to the template section. So you see that the tool has a whole lot of resource for you. So you can see ads, animated, business, charity, Christmas. These are themed templates. So if you are looking for a specific theme, you just click it. You have commercials. Let me click on that. And the beauty with them is, as you know, time goes on, things come up, the world evolves, things happen. They'll churn out new templates for new happenings in the society. So you can see different, you can choose to play each one. So let me see. Can you hear that? Let me pull out mine. Okay. So this is a short video ad. We can see that it's just 12 seconds. This was made for people who probably just want to have short, quick videos to upload to their social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and the likes. So you use tools like this. Let me see if I can play a specific one I made. Okay. Before we move on. So this was for someone else. I'm going to throw a question now. For those of us who have been in some of those classes where they tell us you make text animations, you make this and that, look at the quality of what we have here and some of the quality of those things you were taught how to produce. You'll see that there's a big difference. There is a big difference. I'd like us to move on. Okay, so yes. Let me see. Okay, this was just a stock footage. But I hope you get how most of the tools look. So for most of them, this is how it's going to look. This is how they're going to work. You have access to footage, you create your templates, you choose your background music, and then you render. So it's straightforward most of the time. Let me play this and see. This is also a short video ad made for someone who doesn't speak English. It was for a Spanish audience, so that's why you're seeing Spanish as the, yeah.
And then
So,
who made this one? And then they are online or you made them?
yes?
You made them.
I didn't get that.
Who made these videos? You made the videos or they are on?
Yes, I made the video on this platform, on this particular platform. So what the platform gives to you is, it gives you access to stock footage and animated resources, creative resources. Your job is to mix those resources together. Your job is to look for the ones that match what you want to create. So if you're doing a real estate video for a real estate client, you have to search what would fit into that theme of, you know, real estate. You look for those resources yourself and then you match them together. Now, this is the easy way out. The easy way out for you to make promo videos. Now, the difficult way out. The difficult way out requires that you learn video editing and that you master a video editing tool. Now, which video editing tools do we have? We have Adobe Premiere Pro, which is the standard, the industry standard. But apart from the industry standard, there are other tools you can use to achieve the same results effortlessly, flawlessly, that will give you even, I won't say better results, but will give you something that's professional. Now, the very first video I played, I made it with Filmora. I didn't even make it with Premiere Pro. I made it with Filmora. I did the recording and I synced everything in Filmora software. So that's another tool you can make use of. Wondershare Filmora. Let me see if I can enter it into the chat. Let me stop sharing. Wondershare Filmora. Okay. Filmora. So another is Camtasia. I'm entering it in there. Camtasia. So these are video editing softwares you can use. And then you can also use Cinema 4D. This is also, this is in the same grade or level with Adobe Premiere Pro. So you have Cinema 4D. And then let me write Adobe Premiere Pro there as well. Now, just like we have templates for logo animations and stingers, you have templates for promo videos, whether it's real estate, whether it's product promos, whether it's even 2D animations. Just think of it. Because some designers are out there, they have the skill and they know that it's not everyone that has the skill. So they are choosing to make the job easier for you. They've created the template. All you need to do is just purchase those templates, edit them and use them. Now you'll find template for Adobe Premiere Pro. You'll find template for After Effects, but you will not find template for Camtasia and Filmora. No, you won't find template for those because they are solely for you to use them to create your work, to edit videos, and to, you know, put your work together and render. Now, this is all about tools and resources. We've talked about them. Now, what if you decide that, okay, you want to make your videos from scratch and you don't want to have to go, you don't want to use templates like what I did with the first video. So the thing is, you need to get your creative assets, stock footage. That would be the first thing you need to work on, stock footage. I'm putting it in the chat. Now, why stock footage? As a freelancer, you're delivering a service from a remote location. Your buyer is not anywhere close to you, and you're not anywhere close to the buyer. But you have to deliver something good to your client. How do you do that? You do that through stock footage. They make work easy. So when you go to sites like, okay, somebody asked what's the difference between Adobe After Effects and Premiere Pro. Thank you. Adobe After Effects is simply for motion animation. When you want to add motion to anything, you do it in After Effects. That's what it's for. Although it's also used for video editing, but that is not the primary function. Now, when you want to do video editing in total, like you want to do primary video editing, anything video is Premiere Pro. That is what the software was built for. So you can do major edits or some basic edits in After Effects. But when you want advanced tools, or you want something that was built basically for videos like you have Filmora, then you have to use Premiere Pro. So which stock footage sites can you get your stock footage on? You have Storyblocks. You have Shutterstock, although Shutterstock is quite expensive. You have, for free, you have Pixabay. You'll get free footage from Pixabay. Okay, let me put free there so that you differentiate them. So Pixabay, Pexels, Unsplash. Yes, this will give you access to free stock footage. Now the thing is, when you go to the free sites, your access, the library is limited. Let me put it that way. You may not get exactly what you're looking for, but it's more than enough for you to get started. So when you have your stock footage and stock pictures, you can also get pictures from Pexels and Unsplash and Pixabay as well for free. The next thing is to look for background music. Now, when it comes to background music, it is very tricky. Now, why is it tricky? The reason is that for creative resources generally, there's something we call license and attribution. You have to attribute someone, you have to attribute the owner of a creative work in the video. But this is a commercial video. You're getting paid for it. How do you attribute somebody else in a commercial video? So I make do with the background music that comes with some of the video editing apps that I use. So for Wondershare Filmora, you have access to some background music. And for Camtasia, you have access to some background music. So you can have this music and use them with any videos that you want to create. Now, another way to get background music, but I won't advise you to use this way for clients. Let's say you just want to do the video for yourself or as a sample in your portfolio, you can go to Audio Jungle. Let me type it in there. Now, this is like a place for you to buy background music, any type of background music, whether it's for your logos things, whether it's for your videos, whether it's for your animations. They have all types of music, but it's not free. But they allow you to use the watermarked version for personal purposes. So I don't know if some of you have come across some, videos and then the music is there and you're hearing something like Audio Jungle, Audio Jungle, Audio Jungle. That's the way the thing goes anytime it's playing. That's the watermark. So if you use it like that with the watermark for personal purposes only, there's no issue with that. Now you can also decide to buy from Audio Jungle if it's a project that's worth it. And then you can also, another site I get from is Ben Sound. You can Google it. It's a website for background music as well. You can also use it for free. So for you're attributing the owner of the music, the Ben Sound itself. Then there's Stock Unlimited. Stock Unlimited. Now, apart from background music, this website also gives you access to images and other creative elements like vectors, cartoon characters, but it's not free. It's not free. So, remember I mentioned it earlier that video is capital intensive because you need to get creative assets that you'll be using in making videos consequently. But the beauty is once you buy an asset, you can store it in your library and use it as much as you want. That's the beauty about it. Now, another way to get assets, which is not, I won't say it's an uncommon or informal way, is to meet up with anyone who you know is doing videos. Maybe you give them a token and they can give you from their library of resources, their background music, or their stock footage and all that. It's going to be hard to get for you to get someone that will do that, but that's another process you can take. Someone who is also making videos, who is into video making, who is a video maker. Somebody has a question. Okay, yes. So let's quickly go on to animations. So we've talked about promotional videos. Somebody's mic is on, please take notes. Somebody's mic is on.
Wearing cap or socks while sleeping. Wearing cap.
Whose mic is on? Let me check.
Cap. Okay. Habit of blocking, stopping reviewing.
Okay, yes. So, oh, who is on again? Alabi Adetunji, please. Sorry, your mic. Yes, thank you.
Around that, so what are other subjects doing with?
So, the next is 2D animations. Now, 2D animations, you have different types of animations. You have 2D animations. You have animated whiteboard explainers, like I mentioned earlier. You have 3D animations. Now, the thing is, with all of these animations, there are different tools that you can use to achieve all of them. I really do not create 2D animations for commercial purposes, but I do it locally for businesses. Now, the tool I use is Video Maker FX. I'm going to type it in here. Video Maker FX. It's not a free tool, but it's a one-time purchase. I think it's about $30 now. When it first launched, it was around $60, and over the years it has come down. It's around $30. So I think it's perhaps the cheapest resource you can buy, and it also comes with its own library of background music. Now, this is where your creativity and being a professional comes in. Now, the tool is not perfect. The resource is not perfect. When you create videos with Video Maker FX, it's almost the same process with what we saw in Bytable. It's a drag and drop interface. Let me see if I can open it for you. Come in, please give me. Okay. Video Maker FX. So, yes, okay. I'm going to share my screen in a bit. Share screen. Okay. Can you all see it? Can everyone see it? Please, if you can, just type yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Good. So it's also a drag and drop interface, just like Bytable. Is straightforward and easy. So I will quickly create a quick project to take us through how the tool works. So the first step, when you open the app, is going to tell you to create a project. So let's say this is MMC. So Muslim Mentorship Community, that's I'll name it now. After that, it gives you access to add slides. So you click on slides. Now, when you buy the tool, it gives you an access to some set of templates. Apart from those templates, you can now choose to purchase the pro templates. Now, I remember I said it cost about $30. I think it's I don't remember correctly, but I know that's the price currently. So when you buy the tool, you are given a set of templates, but it's not plenty, maybe about 50 or 40. Then you're asked to purchase the pro templates, the professional template, to get some added templates to your library. But I believe with the free templates, it's more than enough for you to practice and get used to the software. So some of these that you're seeing, they are pro templates. You can see pro themes for the month of April, 2016, 2017 by the year, 2015. So I'm just going to click on Meet Mike. So it's going to show you a preview of that particular template. A review of that. Thank you. So I'm going to add all the slides so we can work with all of them. So I'll click on add all slides. Somebody's, I don't know if it's speaker or mic, please, can you put it off? Okay. So this is everything we have in that particular team. You can choose to work with everything in a specific team, or you can choose to mix and match. So let's look at what we have here. So this is the first slide. You add your logo to it. So I will minimize the video window here. Okay, so I can work on it. So you can see the customization area here on your right. So you have the text area 1. You can see your logo. Text area 3 presents. So if the particular slide has image section, you can see image area 1. Let me see if I can put something there. Do I have anything in pictures? Let me see. Okay, let me use this. So you can see that is where we have your logo. That's where your picture is. So I just decided to use this image, but it doesn't really fit into this particular. Hey. It doesn't really fit into this particular dimension because it's meant for a logo. It's just for us to see. So if you are putting a picture there, that means you're going to clear off the your and your logo. Then your text area 3 areas present, you can change it to, let's say, MMC. You can see that it's a live preview system. As you're editing, you can see what you're doing. So we have the next slide that says hello and Mike. So you can pause the replay here, or you can, so I've paused it. You have hello. So we are going to say I am MMC. Okay. And this is my company. So we can change your company. Your company is text3. My company is text2, and this is text1. So let's say our company is MMC. You can see that it's changing live preview. So what does MMC do? This is where you talk about it, what we can do, motion graphics, graphic design, web design, and more. And then you have things you do, the benefit of your services, and you can have your portfolio samples or just images here in these slides. So to move on to other slides, you just scroll, and then you have your social media handles here, where you can edit to include social media handles. Now, let's say, for example, you don't need a particular slide. In all of the slides you have here, you don't need one. So you go, you see this X button. If I should click it, okay, let's close this one. It deletes that particular slide. It's no more there. If I don't want this, I click the X, it deletes that particular slide. So let's say, for example, our services here, the boxes we have there is not enough for the services we offer. So you can you can duplicate. You see this icon? When you click on it, it duplicates a specific slide, the slide you've clicked on. So I have 2 copies of what? Of the same slide. So let's say I don't want all these other slides. I can close this. I can close this. And we are left with the remaining slides. So to add my audio, I go to the audio settings. You see enable music. Now the app itself comes with lots of background music for you to use, to make use of. So there's a better day. You can adjust the volume of each one here, how loud you want it to be. Or if you want to record a voiceover over that particular slide or over the entire video, you can use your own MP3 file. You must have pre-recorded it, and you just, browse file and import it into the library. I don't have an MP3 file I want to use, so I'll just cancel, and then you apply it to your words, to your video. So I'm just going to choose any background music here. You can play them. So once you play, you can tweak the volume if it's too loud for you. And then you can click on apply. So it applies the music to the entire project, not just a slide, the entire project. Now, apart from the music, the background music effects, for each slide, you can choose to change the background effect, you can see this. So if I click on it, okay, so it's not working for this particular slide. So it's not going to work for all slides. I was hoping that that wouldn't happen. Okay, so it's not working. It's not working for this particular template. So we have to leave it as it is. Now for customizations, very good, I clicked on that. We can see that this is the background color, right? Now you want to make a video for someone and the person's brand color is probably red or blue, you can change it. So all you need to do is when you click on the shapes, you go to shape BG, you click on this color palette, it opens up a color palette and then you click on what you want. Shape 2, you can see. Shape 1, you can see. So you have to tweak around to look at which one is which one you're customizing. So for me, what I usually do is when I click on one, I'll click on enable or disable to be sure about what I'm customizing, so I don't change the color of something else. So shape 2, when I click on enable or disable, you can see that the shape is gone. When I put it back, it's there. So I know that whatever I make, whatever changes I make here is going to affect that shape that disappeared. Now your background shape, because of the templates that we have, the background shape is not coming up because there's a solid on it, a solid shape on it. So I quickly want to show us something. You know, I worked on background effect earlier and it didn't show. So this shape 1, I'm going to disable it. You can see it's gone. So I'm going to go to background effect again and see if it's going to work. You can see that the background effect is now showing. Can you see that it's changing? You can see the difference in the background. So that's what the background effect is about. So it works with the background only. So if there's a shape layer above the background, it won't show unless you disable that layer. So I'm just going to go back, click on it again and enable it. And then I'll change it to you can see. But you can still see sort of the shape showing, the shape background effect showing beneath the solid layer. So once you're done with your customizations, you have to go, that's one thing with Video Maker FX. Once you're done with this, you have to go to the next one and effect each change individually. There's no uniform approach. You have to customize each slide individually. That's what you're going to do. So let's use the same method I mentioned earlier. You can see I've disabled shape 1 is gone. So I've enabled it. I've seen that that's what I want to change. So I'm changing the color. So let's say this is color I want to use here. And I'm going to the third one. I want to change the color here. So you can use the shapes button to check which particular element you're working with. So I'm changing this to, let's say, red. You can see that's how the program works. It's a click and drop platform. Please excuse me. Thank you.
Yes,
so once you are done with all your customizations, you can preview your projects. Can you hear the music?
No.
Okay, let me pull off. So that's the music we chose. So it's better to preview before you render. And previewing is showing you everything you've done so far, all the changes you've effected, the video you've made. Now when you render, if there's a mistake, it means you are coming back to the program to effect just that one mistake. And then you render the whole video over again. That's one thing with videos. So we can see. So it has finished previewing. Once done, you just click on close window and then you export your project. Now I always export in the highest quality possible, which is perfect. And this is the highest size here. So you choose your folder, you browse for where you want the video to go. So I'll just choose my desktop and then you click on save and then you start video export. Then it starts exporting. So it's as simple as this. But there's a small issue. Not all clients want this kind of videos. Now, when I say this kind of videos, it's a 2D animated video, fine, but it doesn't have so many movements. But there are tools one can use to get those kind of videos, and the tools you can make use of are one, Animaker. Let me open the chat so I can type that in.
Yeah, so Latifa.
Yes.
Yeah, so number one, you've shared enough insights with us. Apparently, you're even going into training now. That's extra. Yeah, so we have like 17 minutes, right? I want you to use 5 minutes to tell us, how the life of an Upworker is.
I didn't get that. Let me plug in my headset back, please. Yes.
So
hello?
give me an insight as to the financial life of a freelancer, the financial life of an Upworker or a Fiverr, like a typical month. If I commit so much hours, if I get so number of contracts, I can earn this much. So like that context around financials, I have just 5 minutes to do that because we have another 10 minutes to take questions from participants.
Okay, let me quickly close this. So I'll go back to the video. So it's done, so I'll close and stop video sharing. Okay, so the thing with the financial aspect of freelancing is there's no limit to how much you can make in a month.
Yeah,
For
we know,
example,
definitely.
yes. So depending on how much you're committing to it and a host of other factors, I won't lie, because there are some things you need to consider as well. You need to consider the kind of niche you're going into, the kind of skill you're offering. But when it comes to video services, if your account is in good standing, you're getting the traffic that your account should ordinarily get, and you're exposed to the kind of clients that will pay for your services, in a month you should make nothing less than $1K.
$1K is 360,000 there.
Yes. If
Are
you
you
are,
for you?
that is peak period.
Peak period.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now,
so
typically, averagely in a month, you should make nothing less than $500.
So that's another like 180,000 there.
Yes.
That's
So
not bad. In the
yes.
sector that I work, for you to start earning 180,000 in a month, you should have like 6 or 7 years experience under your belt. So you're telling me that if I put in the effort and train
yes.
myself to a certain level of proficiency in video making,
yes.
I can make 180K per month without spending transport from the comfort of my own.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
But know that it's from that 180K you remove all your overhead expenses.
Yeah, of course. It's the same. If this is the same, don't forget that if I was working 9 to 5, it's still from the same 180K that I will remove all my overhead. So overhead is constant for everybody.
Okay.
Overhead is constant for everybody.
Yes. So
yeah. So of course we know that there's this economic war facing the world now, and which has destroyed a lot of demand.
Yes.
And I expect that even in the online space too. If you were getting like 20 contracts in a month before, by now maybe you'll be getting like 6 or 7. That's if it's even up to 6 or 7.
Okay.
So based on current trend, how is it like? How is the market like presently?
So let me be honest. The thing is, in the digital world,
Yes.
in the freelance world, depending on the
Yes.
skill you're offering. It's even at this time that some people are making more money.
Wow.
Yes, in the freelance world. So let me quickly talk on the niches that are making more money. When you talk about graphic designers, a lot of companies have to move their businesses from, being a physical business. You have to move them into virtual conferencing. So they need creative assets. They need virtual backgrounds. They need to create flyers, graphic banners, and the likes. So there's a demand, there's a surge in demand for graphic design services.
So I see why you smiled when I asked that question. Wow.
So that's one. Two, there's a surge in demand for content writers.
Surge.
Yes. Because in the past.
Sorry, what kind of content? What kind of content?
That's what I'm going to explain. That's why I said content writers. In the past, some businesses already have an online presence, while some didn't have. Some were lackluster about going online or setting up a presence online. But in this period, we discovered that people can't walk into your physical offices anymore. So you need a new way to arrest their attention, to make them know that you are still available, offering the same services you are offering. So most companies have to set up their websites almost immediately. So that means demand for what? Website designers. Content to be used on those websites, demand for content writers, web copywriters, and copywriters. And then most of them have a blog on their website where they are discussing different topics related to their services. So that's demand for article writers. So where it seems like it's the end for some, it's actually the beginning for some. So that's why digital skills are quite very, very, very important. So for videos, the thing with videos is you need to, I kind of like say this as an afterthought when I'm done. As a video marketer, you need to build your presence online, like on your social media platforms. Why? Because you may not get direct access to companies. Companies may not trust you to deliver fully, but they will trust digital marketing agencies to do the job, to do the quality checks. So yours is to what? Apart from being online on some of these freelance platforms, you have to make your social media profile stellar. Let people know what you do and let them know this is what you do. So that when agents of digital marketing companies are scouting for talents that they need, whether you're a copywriter or content writer or video maker, it's easy for them to see what you do and think to themselves, oh, I think this skill will be valuable to what I do. Secondly, collaboration. There's this popular saying we hear that they'll say 2 heads put together is better than one. So as a lone freelancer, yes, you get clients that need your services, but what about return clients? Now, sometimes you need to have a complete package for clients to keep coming back. Let me give you an example. I do videos. Because of my writing background, I write scripts for the videos, and it's at an extra charge. Now, why do you need scripts? Some clients will come to you with the content for their video, and you find that some of them are going into as far as 1,000 words. The maximum words you can use in a video, a minute video, is 150 words, and that is if that video will have a voiceover. That's the maximum words that can go into a minute voiceover video. So 150 words. And you need to capture the key points. So at some point, I used to do it myself, which I could do. I had the skill, but at some other point, I felt, no, I need this time to focus on other things. I don't want to be racking my brain to write scripts. So I have script writers that once I need a script for a video, I just call them up, provide them with the resources, and they convert it into a script for me. I send to the client reviews, say make changes if they need to, and then off it goes to the voiceover artist. Another thing I'll enjoy for you is that when you are doing videos and you need to do video voiceovers, never ever try to use auto voiceovers for your clients, except where it is explicitly stated that that is what you are using and they are comfortable with it. If not, you are killing your career before you're even starting. You can't compare what an auto voice will do with the human voice. And for human voice, you pay for it, yes. Once you know how much it costs, bill it as part of your services. For example, the video you saw earlier, the one I made about the calcium product that was showing birds with a stinger at the beginning, I outsourced to a video voiceover artist, and I gave the script to someone to craft. And sometimes the client herself comes with the script prepared. She knows the number of words for each minute. So she prepares the script and I just do the production. Now the voiceover artist does the job and I pay her. Now imagine if it's an auto-tune. Would you enjoy that video? Even the first video that I pre-recorded, imagine if it's an auto-tune. For some situations, auto-tunes will work. But when you're delivering a professional service, please work with voiceover artists. Let them do their job. We have lots of them now, Nigerian voiceover artists. I think there's one I know, Kausar Sabere Dowo. She's also on LinkedIn and she's very good. Yes, she's very good. She's a Nigerian voiceover artist. There are other ones I'll try and curate the list and send them across to Mr. Aziz to share with the group. So that's another thing. The next thing is in videos and money making. Don't take shortcuts. If you know you can't do a job, don't take it. I've refused jobs too because no man is an island. Sometimes when they come to me, especially for animated videos, because I look at resources and I know that what each resource can make is different from what each resource can make. For example, the video I showed you with Video Maker FX is also an animated video. But then clients will come and tell you they want a beyond grade video. Beyond, I mentioned it in the comment section. VYOND. Now I know I don't have access to the resource yet and I don't make it. So I tell them, no, I'm sorry, I can't make this. If you do have a project I can work on, do let me know. And I want a client like that just because I was honest with him and told him I couldn't do what he asked me to do. He became a repeat client because he told me he appreciated the fact that I was honest with him. Because some freelancers will tell you yes, and they will do a shoddy job for the client, and you know the whole thing gets messy. Just as we have scammers amongst buyers, we also have scammers amongst sellers that don't.
It's time for questions.
Please let me quickly talk on collaboration before I take questions.
Don't worry,
yes.
You're going to talk about collaboration in one of your responses to the questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Ibrahim Ali, ask the question. You typed it here, but I can't get the context of the question.
Okay, like how much can someone start with video making and tools? Good. So one thing I will advise you is that you start gradually. So people see me at this point, like when I was listing everything I was doing, Mr. Aziz was shouting, wow, wow, wow. But I didn't get to that point like immediately. It was a gradual process. Like I said, I started with FlixPress, and which subscription did I start with was the $10 per year subscription. Now this subscription only gives me access to intro templates, logos, things. And that was what I did for a few months. I made some amount of money, and you need to understand the importance of reinvesting in your business and reinvesting in yourself. So from logo animations, I started learning about promotional videos, and I moved on to promo videos, and I started using Video Maker FX. So Video Maker FX was the very first tool I used to make promotional videos then. So it has, I just showed you just one thing. When you get the software, you see it has lots of templates for slideshows that you can make use of. So for me, when I'm looking at how much you can start with, if you are going to be starting with logo animations, let's say a minimum of $50. Let me put it that way. So because you are going to look at the tools you're going to acquire, the tools you need to render the services, and then you have to look at your running costs, your data, staying online consistently. So what other things? for and maybe some creative resources, creative assets. And then somebody said, do I have any professional certification? I'm not sure there's any. I don't have, when it comes to videos, I'm not sure there's any professional, but I have my certificates of courses that I've taken online. For example, you can take courses on After Effects. There's LinkedIn Learning. There is Udemy for you. There's Shaw Academy. These are online platforms where you can learn from and get your certificates. So when I mentioned video editing the other time, I wasn't able to go deeply. Now, when you're doing video editing or creating your videos from scratch, the focus moves away from the video itself and it moves to the products. So you have to learn how to use the software. So you are going to be taking courses on how to use Wondershare Filmora. You are going to be taking courses on how to use After Effects. And you have to, when you're talking about courses on After Effects, you have to focus on the specific skill that you're after, because After Effects is vast. There are different things you can use it for. So you'll be talking about After Effects for maybe motion graphics animation, Adobe Premiere Pro for video editing, then how to use Camtasia for animations and video editing, and how to use Wondershare Filmora for video editing and creating videos. Now, once you master these softwares, it's easier for you to get creative and you have access to your resources, so you can mix and match and create anything, literally anything with the softwares. So that's it. Okay, someone said, kindly attend to my questions. Perhaps you can, okay, let me see. Okay. Thank you for the insightful side. From your talk, it's quite obvious that you've carved a niche in the video and animation field. Have you gotten, or do you also get gigs on content writing? Yes, content writing is an integral part of video writing. So I mentioned script writing the other time. It's a form of content writing for your video making services. But apart from that, I'm a content writer. I'm a writer, and this has always been there. For me, it was more of I ran away from writing, because writing is mental. It tasks your brain. It's a mental activity, and I'm this kind of person that I don't like stress. So when I was introduced to freelancing, the person was even ready to take me through like getting started as a writer, but I just wasn't prepared. But eventually I had to move into content writing. And even during this lockdown period, I've been doing more of content writing than video making, yes. I've been doing more of content writing for a specific client. It's one client that has been paying my bills. I'm being honest with you. It's just one client that has been paying my bills since December. So that's the beauty of freelancing. And the advantage you have as a freelancer is that you are earning in a currency that is superior to your local currency. You are earning in dollars.
Can you say that again, please?
Okay. I said the advantage of freelancing is that you are earning in a currency that is superior.
I want to emphasize that. I mean, if you can emphasize for the next 2 minutes. Because, so our parent, which is Nigeria, our biggest problem now is that Nigeria cannot earn in dollars. That's actually our biggest problem now. There's serious dollar shortage. There's serious dollar scarcity. Nigeria cannot earn in dollars. So if you are a Nigerian and you are earning in dollars, you are naturally superior to those at your level. So I had to say that to paint the context of earning in dollar, it is, in fact, earning in dollar now is almost like, I mean, I earn in naira, and CBN can wake up tomorrow and devalue naira.
Yes,
and if I'm collecting 500,000 naira and they divide by 10%, what it means is that I'm collecting 450,000 naira. That's why, I mean, they did an analysis that there was someone that started a civil service job in 1983 and retired in 2000. The person started with collecting like 10,000 naira. And when he was retiring, the value of what he was collecting was like 2,000 naira. I mean, it's devaluation. You understand? So Nigeria takes you back. So that's why you have to continue to scale your skills so that you are always aiming that devaluation and inflation threshold. It's scary. It's scary that
even Dangote is getting poorer in Nigeria. That's the reality. As at 2000 and as at
Yes, his
2015,
net worth reduced.
as at 2015, it was in the top 30 of the richest men in the world. I mean, by 2018, he did not even make top 100. So so in the context of Nigeria, Dangote is actually poor in the midst of other billionaires. So one of the strategies that he did himself was that towards the end of last year, he had to start. He came up with a model to go and start establishing office in New York, and he specifically said that so that he can preserve his wealth.
Wealth, yes.
Because they are in a country whereby, aside from the fact that it's a daily hustle to grow your wealth, to also preserve that wealth is a daily hustle.
Yes.
And it is a daily hustle. If you earn 100,000 naira now, and government chooses to devalue the naira by 50% tomorrow, what it means is that the value of your money is now 50,000. It is not by your own doing. It's just because government is not doing well. You understand? Okay. So that dollar story is very, very, very important. I mean, you can say that again. A currency that is superior to your currency. Superior to your currency. Thank you, Latifat. You can continue.
So someone asked, the tools, can it be used on Android phone or only on laptop? Only on laptop. Only on laptop. See, any tool, I'm being honest here, any tool that you are using on your phone is for your personal use. You can't use it to deliver services to your clients. So let's say you as a person, you're a vendor online, you have a business you're promoting on the side online. You can easily get these tools on the Play Store and App Store and use them to make branded videos or images on bots. When it comes to delivering videos for your clients, no, they won't work. You need to go professional. So let me go on to the next questions. So in the case of a voiceover being used, how do one tally a particular statement to a particular portion of the video? That's where video editing comes in. So when you learn how to edit videos, there's something we call video syncing. You sync the voiceover to the video. The first video I played, you will notice that at some point, when I mentioned some particular word, the screen was changing to a different slide. So you look at your message and you have to sync your resources with the voiceover. It's video editing, it's something you learn. It's not something that this class can cover, but I'm sure that when you get into using Filmora or Camtasia, it's something you come across and it's called syncing. So you sync your visual resources with the audio resources. It's not just voiceover, even for background music. I've received another like that. There was no voiceover and the client said at a particular beat in the video, she wanted the slide to change to something else. So that means I have to edit in such a way that once the sound of that particular beat comes up, the slide is changing. So that's where creativity and editing comes in. I hope that answers that. I'm scrolling down.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sorry, I joined the class late. The question I want to ask is, what are the tools that is necessary for all this content they are talking about? Not one. Secondly, as a beginner, where will someone start from? What are the things that someone needs to put in place?
I've already talked about all this and it will be like going over it again and it will take our time. So for the tools, I understand you. But
Latifat, please let me quickly address that. Mr. Lukman, please, you have access to the video later. Okay. I think there is no point in you dragging us back.
All right. Thank you.
And he can even actually go through the chat. If he can have access to the previous chat, I've mentioned some of them, some of the tools in there. So, okay.
Right.
So I'm going to the next question. You're welcome. How does one set up an account on Fiverr? See, the thing is, how do I put it? Getting started on freelance platforms as Nigerians, you need someone to take you through that. And it's not because maybe there's something special, but okay, let me give myself as an example. Before I even started on Fiverr, I got introduced to Fiverr around 2016 or so. And Then I knew the platform, I registered, but I didn't know what it was about. I couldn't do anything. I just registered. I was just looking at the platform like, what's happening here? But I didn't understand. So after my marriage, being in a tight corner and I needed to do something, it was at that point someone just, the person was like a family friend, and it was like he has a course he wants to sell to me, that the course is on Fiverr. The person who was not even familiar with freelancing as a term, but he just knew that there's a place called Fiverr and people sell their services. It was like, you can be a writer, you can make videos, you can shake it. So I was like, okay, let me see what this is about. And that was how me and one other sister got started with Fiverr then. So the thing is, you can see the difference. I knew it then, but I didn't know what it was about. I didn't even know what to search for. But the second time, it was someone coming with a combined knowledge of everything I needed to know to get started. So you see, whenever I get people, I belong to a freelance group on Telegram. I'm an admin, and then people come into the group and they go, please, I'm on Fiverr. I want to learn how to get jobs. The first question we usually ask them is, who is your mentor, or who introduced you to Fiverr? So it may look cliche, it may look like, do I need somebody to take you through? You need someone to take you through. Now, taking you through is not only about, is devoid of your skills. You'll be the one to acquire your skill. You'll be the one to look at the service you want to render. But the person or the course you are private to exposes you to the platform and its intricacies, how the platform works, what you need to do, how you need to get noticed, how you need to optimize your profile, make it stellar, and all those other things. It's a course on its own. I don't know if Mr. Aziz will fix another day where we can discuss that fully. It's a course that can take us hours just to discuss how to set up your account on Fiverr. So I hope we have that, but I hope the person understands what I'm trying to say. Now, apart from this, you can also do a Google search. Can we all get it? Yes, you can do a Google search on how to start on Fiverr, how to sell on Fiverr. You'll be exposed to lots of resources that will guide you through the steps. Now, another thing I need to point out is that starting on Fiverr or getting started on Fiverr is not only opening the account. There must have been some background activities that you must have done before the account opening. So there's a link to my profile on LinkedIn in the info Mr. Aziz shared. If we have the time, I wrote a series on freelance series, how to get started. You'll find it in my LinkedIn articles. You can go through it, or you can search for the Freelance Academy on Facebook, join, and you can go through the resources there. I created that group specifically to get people started on how they can, begin freelancing. I hope that answers that.
Yeah, so Latifat, we are rounding up. We're rounding up. But you mentioned something now. Can you hear me, Latifat?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, you mentioned something that, yes, I would like to close in that regard. And you said that you got married. I like that part. And why do I like that part? So I have this mentality that this is a generation of our Jubabis and the Corbis. Why did I say that? I mean, before now, for you to make a living, you have to step outside your house. I mean, before we go to this century, you have to step outside your house. And at least as far as movement is concerned, our Jubabis and the Corbis, they are limited. They most times want to spend time with their family and their kids specifically. And at the same time, they want to be economically relevant. So my direct question to you is that, yeah, can a Nikobi or a Jibabi that wants to keep a family, can she earn as much as so-called career flyer outside? Can she earn as much?
She can earn, she can even earn way better.
Okay.
So are you telling us that there are some of your colleagues or your friends that you know before that they are career people now, that you are earning more than them?
Ah.
A lot of them.
Of course, but me, I will not say that in front of them because I want to keep my head low. But the thing is, it's just the simple truth.
You don't want to be proud.
I like looking life. So the thing there is, from freelancing aside, the thing is, we Muslim women especially, we need to up our games. I know it's not easy, and then we have, some of these rules we want to keep to our human, we want to say, okay, we don't want to work outside. For some of us, we don't have a choice because we want to keep our homes intact. For some of us, we have families, we want to take care of our kids, and then working outside is not an option. So the thing is, like I mentioned earlier when I made the example of an accountant who is offering his or her services to different firms at the same time without actually working for anyone in particular. So the thing is, you can freelance with any skill. Now, the digital world has made things so different. There's someone I was working with recently trying to help her set up a profile online. She's a fashion designer. She works from home. So even if you are a caterer, that's the skill you have. You make soaps, or you're a soap maker, that's the skill you have. You're a fashion designer, that's the skill you have. You can take advantage of what the internet has to offer. You can be a coach or trainer in your own respective field. And how do you do that? It's by building a strong digital services from the comfort of your home to people. Yes, it may at some point need you to be there physically, but how do you book that physical presence without actually connecting with people online? So the internet is bridging that divide for you. Back in the days, people had to go out and tell people, this is what I do. This is what I do. Caterers need to have shops. But you find out that some caterers online who have made it big online now don't even have a physical location to their service. There's a particular Nicole. I'm sure some of us know her. Her outfit is SMD, Sherry Mama's Delights. Sister Sharifa Yunus. She's a caterer. She's not just an ordinary caterer. She uses natural spices to cook. And she sells these same natural spices to housewives who are willing to ditch using brilliance cubes and Maggies and artificial seasonings. And I don't think you want to mention, the names of spice formulators in Nigeria in the top 3 without mentioning a name, or top 5. She will come up. She will come up. We have so many of them that there's large speakers. This is someone that shares, she's a writer, she's an author. She started by sharing her stories on her profile. No, she was supposed to launch a book behind the smile. I was the one who wrote the synopsis of the book. And we did an e-launch because Corona came up at that period. We launched it online and it was just as successful as a physical launch. And the book, people were already anticipating it because the book already had lots of readership and lots of followers online. So whatever you're doing, don't say that kini mi ò lè fi sórí internet. Modify it to be used along with the digital divide. Bring them together. Don't stay in one corner. Bring them together. So there are a lot of things you can do from home. I don't know. I just believe that there's a way you can always incorporate the internet, the social media presence, and getting connected globally to anything you do. That's my belief.
Yeah, thank you very much, Latifat. Thank you very much. May Allah ease your affairs and bless your household. So on that note, I'm going to wrap up with a very short note. Number 1 is execution. Execution. For those of you that have participated in this session, you don't need 100% knowledge to start executing. Exactly. Just the small thing that you've picked today, start executing. In fact, execution is actually everything. Do you understand? So no matter how small you have in terms of knowledge that you have now, start exploring, start doing something, start acting. You understand? And sometimes you may look at Latifat And you think that she knows so much, but you'll be surprised that depending on your level of execution, you might even beat her in a month. Let me give you I mean, I'm an investment banker. I
That is
advise
even
people on
very, very possible.
on how to raise money. I facilitated a session this year on Tequila with NBC and on how to raise funds. And within 2 weeks, someone used that knowledge to raise $25,000. I've never raised $5,000 in my life personally. You can imagine, $25,000, and they like, and they came to say that okay, I use the knowledge that Aziz. Do you understand? So that's execution for you. Then number two, the Muslim economy. The Muslim economy is in a terrible shape. If indeed you love your religion, if you love your religion and you're growing yourself in faith, if you don't grow yourself economically and grow those around you economically, the Islam that you think you have may not be available for you in the next couple of decades. Muslims in Nigeria, we are too poor. And if we continue to take this poverty mentality, we will lose this religion. Not because we are not better Muslims, but we are poor Muslims. We should take economy very, very serious. We should go beyond once I pray, once I do my salat, once I do this, Allah will take care of the rest. It doesn't work like that. You have to put in the efforts at the skill end. I mean, we see these things. Nigeria before now used to be the poverty capital of the world. That's before Corona. By poverty capital of the world, it means that like every 1 minute, we get like 6 people into poverty in Nigeria. And the person that is competing with us, which is India, was getting 44 people out of poverty every minute. Why we're getting, I mean, Corona has come now. You can do your statistics, but that probably it should be like 10 every minute now. And guess what? We are not going to leave this poverty capital status. Probably will not leave it in another 10 years. Now, narrow it down to the fact that you're a Muslim. If 6 people fall into poverty in Nigeria every minute, you can imagine that 3 of them is a Muslim, because now we are evenly divided between non-Muslims and Muslims. If 3 Muslims fall into poverty, I mean, you go back to the context of Umar. Umar said that poverty leads to kufr. So you can be sure that 1 out of that 3 becomes a non-Muslim. I mean, that's why when our parents were growing up, they probably would tell you that the percentage of Muslims to non-Muslim was like maybe 70 to 30. But now, some statistics have it that it's 50 to 50. As in 50 to 50. Don't forget, we are still marrying more wives, more than any other person. Don't forget that we are still giving more birth, because majority of our population is in the north, and the north is still giving birth. But then our population is I mean, the population of non-Muslims is like matching the non-Muslims, because a lot of Muslims are actually becoming non-Muslims because of poverty. I mean, we don't like talking about anything that has to do with, we don't talk so much about money. When we talk about money, like this world, like, hello, the prophet did not say in this world you should seek poverty. He didn't ask you to seek poverty in this world. And the way it is now, we are taking poverty as a virtue. No, but I mean, you can't survive. You can't pray for poverty and you think you keep your religion on poverty. Allah said that you should ask for the best of this world and the best of the year. And the prophet, peace upon him, said that the 4 good things in this world are what? He said, a pious wife, a good neighbor, a spacious house, and a reliable transportation system. A reliable transportation. But now, Muslims make it sound like you should be proud of driving Marwa. Why should you be proud of driving Marwa? Because you're a Muslim. So we need to take our economic life, we need to take it very, very serious. If indeed you love this religion, we really need to take our economic life very serious. You need to, as you grow your faith, you should tell yourself that, okay, this year, have I grown in terms of wealth and stuff like that? Yeah, okay, last year I used to give alms to like 10 Muslims, and I now give to 20 Muslims. You should measure yourself. Don't shy away from matters of money. because there's no guarantee that you can survive poverty. There's no guarantee. Umar, may Allah be pleased, he said poverty leads to kufr. I mean, we see this almost on a daily basis. So we should take these skills, we should take them serious, we should take every insight, we should take them serious, and we should start executing immediately. We hope that subsequently we are going to get more time to get, we are going to get more of Latifa's time and create a platform for her to come and spend time to train us. I don't believe in free stuffs. I don't believe in free Sebili, but she's still going to give us like free 5 hours. Then after that, she can start charging. She can start charging on. Yeah, for the participants, thank you for your patience and thank you for your questions. We can do better in terms of participation, and we, as MMC, we can do better in terms of creating platform and getting resourceful people who can share knowledge with us. We can all do better. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. We're going to call it a day from here. Whatever conversation you have, we can continue on the group. If Latifa has time, maybe we can throw her in one of the groups so that she can answer questions. But whatever conversations you have, just throw them on the group. You don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you even get someone who already has a skill or has a response to the question that you are asking. So once again, thank you very much, Latifa, for your time. Thank you all the participants. I can mention some of you: Fauzia Salis, Idris Lawa, Aminat Ajagbe, Rashida, Sherifat Balogun, Rashida Motayo, Moruf Jimo, Aminat Olayenka. Thank you very much. My name is Aziz Lawal. I'm a servant with MMC. I'm going to ask you guys to pay for my 2 hours.
Mr. Aziz, reply my message back or reply my messages back.
Yes, I don't have any obligation to reply a message actually because I've given 2 hours and 2 minutes already.
Check your WhatsApp. Check your WhatsApp.
Okay. So
you know
once again, thank you very much. So
Okay.
we can all exit the session. Thank you once again, Latifa. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma.